Ice water turn Atlantic. Night calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic. Took an island, left the mansion. Drop the roof, more expansion. Drive a coupe, you can stand it. Bitches undercover. I'm an ass and titty lover. Guess we all meant for each other. Now that all the dogs free, and we out in these streets. Can you do it? Can you pop it for me?
We are live! Yes! Welcome back, everybody, to the HotBox in the fabulous and historic Ming Lounge in the lovely, fabulous and historic Republic Cafe, Portland's oldest and smelliest Chinese food restaurant. And I'm going to tell you something, the competition for that every year gets worse and worse and worse as the refrigeration and heating situation in this country gets worse and worse and worse. You guys, you might be noticing something right now, that I am attired a little bit differently than I ordinarily am. I had an encounter. My boss said, hey, I want to get you, I got this shirt. I want to give you this shirt. It didn't fit me, which first of all, if you saw my boss, you'd be like, of course it didn't fucking fit you. It's like three of me. I'm wearing it right now. Just take a guess. Okay, of course not. But I think it'll fit you. And so I opened up this box, and of course he's Italian. So this is what is in the box, and it gets more Italian. Hold on a second. Hold on. That's right. I got a deep V-neck shirt with a print on it. And when I realized, like, why did my boss buy this fucking? First of all, the ridiculous size thing. But why did my boss buy this? Because he's a 70-year-old giant Italian man. And it's Mark Anthony. It's Mark Anthony brand clothing. And what I realized is, oh, my boss thought it was the Roman Mark Anthony, and then he found out it was a Puerto Rican and got mad. He's like, I gotta get this shit out of my fucking house. Because somebody knows an Italian, somebody, exactly. They're racist as fuck. It's okay. I work for them. I'm a Jew that works for Italians. It's a real mafia type situation around my place. It is. It's so funny too, because I am so much more of a criminal scumbag. Like, my bosses, they're such chiselers. It's like really the relationship's backwards. Like, they always want to cut me out of shit. They like want to imply that I should do kind of shady criminal stuff, but which I'm fine with that. That's that's a lifestyle choice I endorse. But they don't want to fucking cut me in, and that's real. I guess all I'm allowed to say it. It's real Jewy, those guys. I'm super into it. By the way, get your parents to become Jews before you're born, and you can say shit like that. It's great. It's great. You guys, we got a special guest host. As our traditional HotBox is to promote talent from within. We're doing the only thing we can, which is not give them any money, but to give them some. Well, there's no glory. There's no glory in here, but there's work to be done. There's sweat. Let's give it up for Hannah SK. She's going to be co-hosting with us this evening. So we're going to be trying something a little different. We're going to be pulling from the float list every couple of comedians tonight, so the floaters don't have to wait till the very end of the evening, and also so we can get this fucking mic over and I can go home and play Fortnite. I've been grinding the shit out of that again this week. That's why the video's not out, you guys, but I am level 67 as of today, so yeah, that's right. Well, you know who knows about grinding, you guys. Next comedian coming up to the stage talk about a hustle, talk about a grind, and talk about a flow. Let's give it up for the lady we all know and love, Miss Linda Marcus Smith, everybody.
Speaking of kikes. Portland, lighten up, I'm Jewish. Gotcha. So I just turned 21.
Hey.
Give it up, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for the third time. And that store, Forever 21, they're after me. Not because I'm Jewish, which should be their concern. They're after me because they want me to pay triple. So I'm 68. And I'm not going to do that because I'm Jewish. Come on in, guys. It's your time. So they said, you can't say you're Forever 21. That's our gig. And I said, hey, I'm saying I'm Forever 21. These are just words. They said, no, we didn't know that 21 was going to last, Forever 21 was going to last that long. I said, oh, well, whatever. I went to New York and did comedy just to come back and brag about it. You're welcome. And when I was there, some morons put me on shows. Yeah, I got on 25 shows in 3 months at 67 years of age. Yeah, and then I ran out the bribe money came back. But it was fun being there. And when I got there the first day, I saw that Empire State Building, you know, and I said, oh my God, I love this building because Trump didn't build it. And it was exciting. And then I heard that song in here every New Year's, you know, like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. That song, you know what I'm talking about? And then I heard that voice, get out of the bike lane, you crazy bitch. That voice. Yeah, and then I needed a shrink, you know, because I got yelled at on whatever street that is. And the shrink, I told her all my symptoms because I'd been shocked on whatever street that was. And she was like, you know what, lady, you're a little wacky. And I go, yeah, I know that already. I do comedy. And she was like, I told her I had nausea and vomiting from getting yelled at. And she was like, I have that. She's telling me she has the symptoms I have. You guys, and that was triggering. And so everything I had, she was taking, so I took her husband. Yeah, Portland. Yeah, the bitch did that. No, I didn't. I'm passive aggressive, you guys. I had my neighbor do it for me. That works. I'm getting older and I'm loving it. Anybody else getting, is that relatable? Anybody else getting older? Dan, AC, getting older from David Douglas? Yeah. Get out of jury duty when you get older. That's a cool thing. They don't ask you for your bus pass, evidently. And so that's fine. One little thingamajiggy about getting older, you forget who you're going home with. Works for me. Yeah. So hit me up later. My teeth come out at 9. It's a spank bank. In the 70s, I was in the Army. I'm sorry. I wasn't a baby killer. Well, I am if you count the abortion. But, you know, my mother never found out, and now she's gone, so I get to laugh. I'm taking after George Rosenbaum now. This isn't my impression of him. It's just rubbing off on me.
I'm creating a monster.
So, when I was in the Army, I got a lot of attention. Can you believe it? This little thing here. I knew I was going to stand at attention, but get attention? I'm like, oh no, I don't know about that. And so now I got a little bit of PTSD, but good news is, who cares? It doesn't stand for post-STD. I've had 2 drinks tonight. They were both gin and tonic, so it's balanced. I'm not, but it is. Words confuse me as I get older. Can we be real? You know, like words used to mean one thing, now they mean something totally different. Like, you know, I go to the bank and they want me to put in a pin. Like, I haven't worn a pin since 1974. So that was awkward. And then I figured that little language out and they changed it to like, do you have a chip? And I'm like, yeah, I have one on my shoulder from you changing all the words. So confusing. I was in banking for 21 years and I don't have a clue what they're talking about. And then I go to Starbucks to order coffee, you guys. And the only thing I recognize from when I grew up in Starbucks is a Chiquita banana. Everything else is different. You feeling sorry for me? Is that what you're doing? I just think it's funny because everything else in Starbucks wasn't there when I was younger. I'll find a way to make it funny. It isn't happening tonight, I get it. Portland's a tough crowd. I now do comedy when I feel like it for the military because I love people who served our country. Because when I get to make them laugh and forget the bullshit our country made them do so we can speak English, it makes me happy. It makes me tingly. I feel tingly from here to there. And I always find a new GI spot. Anybody on board with what a GI is? GI Joe? You know, are you? And a G spot here and there. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Linda. Linda Marcus Smith, everybody. You guys, I'm gonna bring up your co-host in just a second, and she's gonna bring up the first person. Just some quick business for those who missed it or who forgot or don't know. The float list is the 5 spots at the very bottom of the list. If I didn't confirm with you online, then you don't put your name in the upper spots. Dan, unfortunately, you didn't make the cutoff for the float. There were a couple of people who made the same mistake and they were above you. So you're probably not going to get a set tonight. I apologize for that. But without regard to that, let's see. So Connor and AC, you guys are on the float. We may get to both of you tonight.
Okay.
I'm hoping so. All right. Thanks, buddy. And you guys, without further ado, I'm sorry for that oh so boring house. By the way, GI spot. So that's, I mean, I'm just saying unintentional anal sex reference. They called me G.I. Joel when I was in the Army. Because, never mind, that's a word. I just stole that from a documentary about Scrabble, by the way. I'm going to own that. I just stole a joke from a Scrabble documentary because I know none of you motherfuckers watch Scrabble documentaries. But I felt bad about it, so I had to own that shit. I'll spank myself later. Front and back this time. You guys, coming to the stage is somebody who's delightful, who is co-hosting with me this evening. And I am so sorry for interrupting. Let's give it up for your co-host, your brave soldier, Miss Hannah Eskin.
Yeah, getting to co-host a HotBox. Dreams do come true. Yeah, no, I hope you guys are like ready to fucking hang out here, like at the Ming Lounge, which I feel like would be a appropriate spot for like Neo and Morpheus to hang out at. Because I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know if anyone else would be, if like they were all hanging out at one of those tables back there with like sunglasses on, like trench coats, you know, bitching about where all the phone booths went. Like, Neo, what happened? I finally found one of those phone booths. What's wrong? I got stabbed in the ear with a fucking dirty heroin needle. Being the one does not make me immune to hepatitis. Alright, our next comedian wishes she was a part of the club, but no, she is not. She is not a dyke, so give it up for April. I can't pronounce your last name. Galati. Galati. Alright.
Hey everybody. I'm gonna try it this way just because I have all my jokes on a piece of paper today. Sorry about that. But hey everybody, my name is April. Sometimes I go by God damn it, Johnny, Nick, Deborah, Sherry, fucking Michelle. But my friends just call me April. Basically what that means is my mom has a really horrible memory for what childbirth feels like. My dad was a different kind of fellow. He kind of reared all of us kids like he handled his 4 volunteer tours in Vietnam. He just kind of comes in real quietly, destroys everything, and just leaves fire and chaos behind him. That was my childhood. When he died, he left me his shot glass collection. I got the alcoholism while he was still alive, but I got the shot glass collection after he died. So. Years ago, somebody reminded me of a story. Years ago, my brother came to visit me right after I'd first gotten married. I was just barely an adult, and he was my older brother by 18 years, and so I thought it'd be funny to take him to Hooters, and they sent us in the no titty section. So, yeah, right? I was like wanting to embarrass him. And I know, right? Why would you go to Hooters and sit in the no titty section? I don't get it. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to be in 4-H. Which is redneck school. 4-H stands for Head, Heart, Health, and Hands. I barely graduated though because I was not real good at the head part, but man, I could give a hand job with all my heart. Like my health depended on it. So. Hey, I was watching the news. Did you guys know that they're proposing legislation to get rid of apps that continuously scroll? No? Did y'all scroll by that? You know what? The commercials are weird these days. A lot of people don't watch commercials. I do. I'm particularly drawn to them. And there's one for a medication called Jardiance. Have you guys seen this one? If you see it, listen very carefully. In it, they tell you the side effects. And one of the side effects is a possible, let me see, I want to say this exactly right, necrotizing fasciitis of the perineum. So what that means is this diabetic medication should have a more realistic tagline, something like Jardiance. We might fix your diabetes, but we will fuck your taint up. You know, if I was forced to describe my vagina, I would probably describe somebody else's because it would be a lot prettier. But since we're here and y'all asked, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I would say my vagina's more like dried flowers, you know? It smells musty. It's still kind of cute in a dry, dusty way. And I haven't Marie Kondo'd it yet, though, because it still brings me a joy occasionally. Do you know that there is no better feeling than the pressurized RV shower head going full blast on your butthole? You can crank the heat up slowly too, so you can eventually get to the point where you can like have like lava hot water on your ass crack. Or so I've been told. I think we're right on track for our futuristic wardrobes that TV has been predicting for us, you know, the spandex onesie. I mean, everybody in the world now wears some sort of spandex almost on a daily basis, and they're trying to bring onesies back. In fact, they're trying to get men to wear onesies, which means we're all going to be wearing these spandex onesies. It's going to leave plenty of room for the Kevlar vest that we're going to get from the government. I figure that's going to be easier and more cheap. It's going to be easier and cheaper for the government to get us all Kevlar vests than it is to fix gun control. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't funny. I just wanted to say it. I thought I wanted to be a school teacher when I was a kid. And so when I was in high school, I did some volunteer work and worked with some like kids doing art classes and that sort of thing. And apparently they felt that I wasn't in the right place because we were helping little kids make clay pots, and I told them that clay pots are perfect for holding the blood of your enemies because you don't want to use your mom's good china. And then suddenly, apparently, I'm inappropriate and shouldn't be around children. They didn't even let me finish and give them the good information. Never use your mom's sewing scissors for vivisection. She will be pissed. Sorry. Oh, here's my favorite so far. NASA published a highly regarded blurry picture of a black hole. I post a picture of my black hole and it's clear and suddenly I'm inappropriate. That's not fair. My birthday is 4/20. Most people celebrate it. They all know that it's weed, Hitler's birthday, Columbine. Some mornings I'll get up, smoke a bowl, put on my favorite trench coat, and go try to invade Poland. It's delightful. You know, you can only roll into Poland so many times in a tank, and they will take your visa away. Do you know why there isn't a sex position called the Spock where you take your hand and you just ram it into somebody's taint? That would be illogical. As I age, everything is weakening. My upper body strength, my bladder, my will to live. I've already traded my vibrator in for a TENS unit. And I started saying things I never thought I'd say before, like, hey baby, bring me my orthopedic flip-flops, which I have on right now. But, you know, talking about aging and that sort of thing, I think about this a lot, because I'm going through menopause, so I think about aging a lot. And so, like, I think about, like, you know, old people who go to church all the time, they're just cramming for finals. Me, I love estate sales, or what I like to call tomb raiding. This one's for my husband. I think moshing was invented when a white guy got mad and that he couldn't dance worth a shit. And so he was at a concert standing next to another guy who couldn't dance worth a shit, and they were like, I can't fucking dance! And that's how moshing was created. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. Here's the last one. Can I get everybody's help with a social experiment, please? Everybody take out your phones and put it on your video. I want you to post this to your social media later. Don't start recording until I tell you to, okay? Promise? But if you want to record this, you have to come to the front. I need you to come, as many of you as that want to come. All right, are y'all ready? Come on. I want this on your social media. All right, when I tell you to record, I'm going to count down from 3, okay? 3, 2, 1. And that's my boob trick. Now, send that to all your friends. My name's April Gallaty. Have a good night.
April Gallaty! And her fucking titty tease bullshit. What the fuck is that? Fucking bullshit, man. Crap, man. I'm not even super into, like, alright, in the moment, I'm not really in the mood for titties, but I'm, like, always at least, like, 15% in the mood for titties. By the way, like, I don't think this is perverse. I feel like this is the right room for that. Like, don't you, like, doesn't matter whether you really are into them or not. Don't you, like, the minute you see a celebrity, you just, like, find out whether they've been naked or not? Like, I know everybody. Rupert Grint, seen his ass. I'm not into Rupert fucking Grint. I'm not really into Rupert fucking Grint, you know? I mean, you know. Gryffindor represent, bitch. By the way, this shirt is so fucking Italian, you guys. My elbows keep wanting to come out of my, like, further away from my body and shit. And they're like, oh, just flexing it up and stuff, man. It's so whoop-a-doobie, you know? It's just bad. Sometimes people say my jokes can be a little coarse, and I think, here's the thing, like, as a comedian, you always go, like, who are your guys? Who are your guys to be like Marin? Who are your guys? And we always say, like, Carlin or fucking Pryor. Everybody's guys, Pryor, of course, right? And that's true, man. Like, Carlin and Pryor and fucking, and Richard Belzer and all those guys gave me licks, but if I was to really fucking nail it down to where my sense of humor originates, we're the first funniest fucking people, the people that made me laugh in the worst situations when you need to laugh. It was fucking drill sergeants. It was United States Army fucking drill sergeants in Fort Jackson, South fucking Carolina. And they were telling me things about how they just would beat the shit out of their kids and wives all the time. And that was it. That was all the fucking, there was no material, there was no punchline, and I'm gonna go home and beat my fucking kids. And here's the thing, man, there's two things. One, push-ups make everything funnier. More accurately, fear of push-ups makes everything a lot funnier. And two, that adversity, that fucking torture, that psychological, physical torture brought people from all over this country who only had pretty much one thing in common, which was being poor and stupid enough to join the fucking army. I mean, I was in the army with guys who had played football for the fucking Florida fucking Gators. I was in the army with, fucking dipshits like me. Not a lot of me. Well, by the end of boot camp, by the end of 1,000 jokes about my drill sergeant beating his family, or fucking killing a Honduran, or whatever. Every one of us, all of us, our disparate soldiers, we were united in one thought, and we wanted to beat the shit out of the drill sergeant's fucking kids. Because those kids were obviously stirring him up, and he was bringing that shit to work with him. Very problematic, you guys. Ever since the next comedian rolled into our fucking world, collision insurance rates have gone up through the fucking roof in Portland. This guy obviously needs to look for magnets in his fucking chair, because he's never met a fender he didn't want to introduce himself to. Get a fucking balloon, bitch. You're 4 feet fucking tall in that thing. Do like the Japanese tourists that don't get lost. They have a fucking balloon, I like your defiant fucking style, man. OI for life, bitch. Yellow Ribbon Squad gang. This is my niece and nephew, and this motherfucker have one of the rarest fucking things in common. A clitoris. But also, he's a beautiful man with a special condition. He's the real fucking class. Let's give it up for Mr. fucking Dustin Brandon, everybody.
Man, April.
Yeah?
Holy shit, I've never seen you like that. Fuck, all that Spock talk and flower vaginas.
I'm trying to get better.
Man, I tell you what, if my dick could work, it would be so hard right now. Fucking A.
I'm pleased.
Jesus. April, we almost saw your tits.
Oh,
I feel obligated to whip out my dick. Just to prove I have one. I know what y'all are thinking. Especially this table. College kids, having motherfuckers. No, y'all, how old are you?
24.
24. Damn, I don't remember 24.
Same.
It's the same? I'm 35, and I tell you what, Last weekend, I survived Seattle Hemp Fest on mushrooms. It's cool though, because when you're in a wheelchair, drugs are awesome. Because the world is cool with you, and they usually don't know you're on drugs. And the world just expects I'm retarded anyway, so expectation level is like here. The same way y'all would. April? Is she gone? My dick works! Hey! And I know, but you almost pulled your tits out. I didn't do that.
Almost.
Almost. Wait till next week.
2 weeks.
2?
Vagina's next.
Ah. Flower, flower, flower. Used to call that flower power. Isn't that fucked up? Legit. You guys pulled some shit. My vagina represents a flower. My disability represents freedom. Y'all are so proud of me right now. It's awesome. This is so powerful. Whip out your phones and get this on social media. I'm gonna get up out of my chair and walk out. Whoa! Who's got mushrooms? For real, we need the good drugs for that shit to happen. That guy. What are you holding? Come on, bro. That's why you need a friend in a wheelchair. You know why? Swear to God, someone say bullshit right now, and I will pull out more weed than you've seen in your life. I got it in places I fucking... For real, last week I got in the car, and I found a ½ ounce that I forgot about. I swear to God, watch this. Y'all dab?
Yeah.
Who dabs?
Yeah.
I got fucking dabs under my cushion. What else? Y'all need blunts?
Yeah.
Hold up. Y'all need weed? Who needs coke? That's a test! And you fucking won. Meet me out back. Listen, have you realized where we are? We're in Maine. Pretty sure you can order coke at the bar.
Yeah.
And have you tried, George? Have you tried?
No, hell no.
Is it okay with the fact that I just threw drugs everywhere? They're legal though. It's legal. I'm a medical marijuana patient. We can get away with a lot. Trust. I try. Because when you smoke weed in Oregon, right? And I work in the industry, so I can legally drive around with like 75 pounds. Legal. It's awesome. It's fucking cool. I work for a farm. We rock. I get free weed. But legally, I can drive around like 75 pounds, right? So where's the risk in that? No, none. Unless you drive 120 miles an hour. Because when you're in a wheelchair, every situation is different, right? Especially getting pulled over. I like to get pulled over. I enjoy those moments. I like to put myself in oh shit fuck situations. Like mushrooms in Seattle. That shit doesn't mix when you're in a wheelchair. Have you ever been to Seattle? How many fucking hills they have? I didn't. No way I didn't. Someone told me. I forgot. I ate mushrooms and realized it a half hour later. And that shit was fun. Fun! Back to my story though. Where's Chris? You still letting me do this? Alright, fuck him. Wait, are you waving me? Did you wave me? You did?
No, you get.
Oh, good. Dope. You can tell another cripple story.
Yeah.
Yeah! Everybody at the count of 3 say crippled. You feel so wait, motherfucker, don't jump in. Now you're just an asshole. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
That's cool. Just pull out your tits and everybody will be cool about it. Ready? On the count of 3. That's it. Fuck the word crippled. Man's got his tits out.
AC.
AC's out of control.
Flower power.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. The men are taking it back. Dicks and boobs, right?
Yeah.
Except your dick can't work though. Because if you have a hard dick, then it's insulting. If it's a non-hard dick, it's not insulting. I realized that in a wheelchair in my 35 years. Because my entire life is made up of asses, elbows, and dicks.
Yeah.
A whole lot of them, bro. And it's unfortunate, yo, bro, I used to love to go to the club. Now that I'm 35 and I don't drink anymore, fuck that. There's too many dicks in my face. And y'all, honestly, I don't know who it is, the man or the woman, but y'all are comfortable with being flagellant in those situations. Like, you don't know it's gonna happen. Y'all just fart. And guess where it goes in that current moment? Oh, right in my mouth. There are enough Jaeger bombs to cover that. That shit fucking sucks and you taste it the next morning. I promise that. Chris, did you wave me?
Yeah, 1 minute.
I got a minute. Back to my story. Remember we're in a car getting pulled over?
Yeah.
75 pounds in the back?
Are you driving?
Oh, I'm driving like a motherfucker. Oh, yeah, I'm driving. Oh, bro. And I'm not even using my hand controls. I'm using a fucking broom. Woo! We upped the risk factor, folks. And he doesn't know I'm in a wheelchair yet because I put that shit in the trunk. That's the second stage. That's when I let him hassle me. And that's when he realizes I'm disabled. And it depends how far I want to take it, right? If I really have some illegal shit on me and I don't want to get caught, I will literally shit my pants. I will shit my pants and I will put it on the steering wheel and I will fucking gorilla that shit on fucking everywhere. Because there's no cop in the world that's going to deal with a disabled guy who's covered in shit and smells like shit. Because I tell you what, he's already expecting it. He already knows my dick doesn't work. It's probably in their fucking profile. Cops. Fuck the police. I'm waiting on this. On the count of 3, fuck the police. 1. Wait. I gotta pick up my drugs after that though. 2, 3, fuck the police. I'm out of here. Thank you guys.
I was really hoping he was going to leave those drugs out. And don't judge me, because I'm going to meet you out back. I have 3 kids, so like I definitely am going to need that cocaine. 2 things about your amazing host. First of all, if you shave that tuft and put the hat back on, you'd be a solid Luigi with the whole Italian thing going on.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Hey! And another thing, you play a lot of Fortnite. My kids play Fortnite, and that scares me a little bit. Like, if they're online and they run into Chris playing Fortnite, I'm gonna fucking break the system they have for that shit. The next person is bald as fuck. He's funny as shit, though. Give it up for Ernest, everyone!
Bald by choice. No, man, they're talking about weed, just in the last set. For me, weed's too strong nowadays, right? Like when I was in high school, like I would smoke weed. I want that, like 5% THC weed, right? Like nowadays he's smoking like, what, 25% THC? I take 1 hit, I'm too fucking stoned to do shit all day. Right? Like, I was hotboxing in the car, right? And then, me and my homies, we decided to go watch a movie. I'm like, man, I'm kind of hungry right now. But more importantly, did I lock my door? Like, I would go back to my car door, make sure I locked it, make sure I heard beep. I would take a couple feet. Like, did I lock it? Son of a bitch. Beep. Oh, alright, awesome. Then I go back to my seat into the movies. And I'd be like, 20 minutes goes by. Fuck, did I lock my door? I did that 8 times. 8 times throughout the whole movie theaters. And like on the 8th time when I came back, I had to write down myself like a little note on my phone. No, this really did happen. I had to write down myself a little note that said, Ernest, you locked the doors in your car. And when I came back, there was a family. There was a man, his wife, and a kid. And they were sitting in my seat, right next to my friends. Like, has anybody ever done that to you? Like, your friends, they did not defend your chair. Like, when we're sitting together and I leave to go do something, like being too high, you defend my chair. It's common sense. It's in the Bible, stupid. And, I'm high. I'm pretty high. So, like, I'm talking to the people. I'm like, hey, this is my seat, and I'm yelling, like, Like I think I'm whispering. I think I'm honestly whispering. I'm like, and they're just looking at me. I'm like, dude, get out of my chair. And and now they're just like looking at me, and then I'm just like, we should just go. And they just get up. I was like, no, thank you. And then I sit down, like just all casual while I'm like looking at my friend. I was like, dude, look, you had to make me look like a dick for all that. Fuck you. I'm having fun up here. Fuck you guys. You know, me personally, you know, just if you don't actually do know me, my name is Ernest. Bald by potential. I did fulfill that potential. I do like hugs. You know, I'm a hugger. If you give me a hug less than 5 seconds, you know, like one of those shoulder hugs, you might as well knock me down next time. Yeah, I don't like to take life too serious. You know, the only thing I take serious is learning how to love one another. And like, I was talking to this hippie chick, and I hugged her so tight, she farted from the front and back. There's just jokes here. You know, don't take me too serious also. I knew I was a fool growing up because I grew up Mexican. And if you don't know the word cousin in Spanish, it's, what's up, fool? Back to me being a fool. So I was hopping in my shower, and it's like someone flushed the toilet while I was in the shower. Yeah, you know that cold water, right? And you go, and then it hits you again. Like cold showers, like, you know, like for me personally, like cold showers are supposed to like help you more with your mood, your feelings, your emotions. You know, cold showers help you maintain your health or your body. But I can't do cold showers. Life's not worth it for me. I have to give up the showers. But I try little by little, you know, just try to be more negotiable, more reasonable. Right? Because like for me personally, I like hot. I like when my skin boils, and there's little like, you know, my skin's just red. That's how I like my showers, right? So like now I try to, you know, just go halfway. I'll take a warm shower, and then at the end, I sprinkle it on cold, and I get my little. And it's all a little bit better. Little things, they add up, you know, for your health and just for your whole well-being. You know, it's, you know, your whole well-being is just so you don't live a whack-ass life. That's all. That's all your well-being is. Like, I'd be a jogger, but I never see a happy jogger. You know, when you see a jogger while jogging, he looks like a pug. You know, just. You know, snot's coming out of his nose, he's sweaty, stinks. You know, I do understand though, exercise is good for you. Exercise is good for anxiety, depression, and confidence. What? Yes. And, you know, nowadays I don't do much, you know, other than I walk in the morning, around the block, 5-10 minutes. That's it. And just to know that you know you're exercising right, that's all you gotta do. Grab your 2 fingers, feel your butt crack. If there's sweat, that's how you know you're doing it right. All right, good night. Woo!
All right, you guys, let's keep it going for Ernest Caballero, everybody. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give you guys a quick shirt update. I just smelled myself and I have started to sweat Dracar. So this shirt is definitely haunted by Italians. It is not good. I'm smelling like a Portland State elevator right now. Not a good experience at all. Goodness gracious, you guys. When I you know, family is important. Family stories, everybody, you know, if they have a connection to their family history, They have a connection to their family stories, and I have a family history. I've never been married, a single man. Never been married. I've had offers. Some of them weren't online. And never been married, but I have a great-great-grandfather. I mean, he's dead, so the earth has that guy. But he was married 9 times. In a row, by the way, not some sort of a Mormon situation. I've got those too, but I don't count. As long as they're all at once, that's not special. He was married 9 times in a row, these women just kept disappearing. And he kept getting older, and they'd hit like kind of the Trump divorce age, and they'd vanish. And until he married one that was about 20 years old, and he was about 75. And then he disappeared. And that's why I don't date young chicks. You guys, coming to the stage is a returning hotboxer that I'm very excited to see back in here. I can't believe you guys didn't see the joke is that I would kill them. But that I avoid killing young. I don't want to die. It's like, so the joke is that I'm a serial killer. Did I mention that I smell Italian as fuck right now? It's really crazy. You guys, coming up to the stage is somebody I'm very excited to see. Let's keep it spicy and lively for Miss Rachel Miles, everybody.
I can never tell if I have to pee real bad or if I just have anxiety until after my set. So we're gonna find out. Y'all ever, your butt ever itch and you just be like hoping that your next fart scratch it for you? I was like standing over there in the corner. I know Logan Lothmiller heard me fart over there. He tried to ignore it. That was really polite of you. Thank you. You're such a gentleman. Gosh. Yeah. I used to wonder what kind of person like clips their fingernails in public. Like what kind of fucking animal does that? Until I did it yesterday. She, me. I'm her. I have 0 fucks to give anymore. The Amazon's on fire. Like nothing matters. Fucking do you. Take care of you. I know I lightweight look like an at-risk youth, like a runaway bitch from the Bronx who'd be trying to hit boys up to buy her broccoli beef and shit. But I'm not. I'm a real adult woman of 33 years. I'm an at-risk adult woman. Yeah, but aren't all women at risk in this society? But I feel like Twinkies are the pocket pussies of cakes. Yeah. And I know feelings. Yeah, I know feelings aren't facts, but I feel like if I say it enough times, yeah, maybe I'll start a movement, a cult of cake fuckers. I know y'all are on board. Come on, everybody, we got some fucking cakes tonight. Portland, y'all got a homeless problem. Yeah, it's a problem. Cause some of them are cute. Yeah. No, y'all ever be seeing them with the good tan and shit on the street? I know. I'm like, I see you, okay. Then they'd be like, hey Ma, can I get a cigarette? I'm like, oh, nope, those are expensive. If I took you home and I gave you a bath, maybe we could work something out. Problem is, they keep coming back. Yeah. It's like feeding a stray dog. They don't know what one night stands are. The homeless people or the dogs. Yeah, I had to kick one off my porch the other night. I was just like, excuse me, you can't stay here. I'm trying to fuck this other guy now. It's like, I know you saw the sign, you thought it was a charity, but this not alms for the poor. It's clams for the poor. Not alms for the poor, it's alms for the penises. Yeah. Oh, God. So I'm single. I'm single. I love dating. I just hate introducing guys to my parents. It's awkward. Because they're dead. It's okay. Your parents are going to die too. You'll get your time to shine. Yeah. I haven't figured out the right time to introduce guys to them? Is it the first time I bring a guy home with me? I'm just like, by the way, my parents kind of live with me. They're in that drawer. Or do I invite them over for dinner? I put my parents' urns on the table. He's like, lady, you told me your mother was warm. Didn't mention she reached her peak heat in the incinerator. You told me your father had a dry sense of humor. Didn't say that she was ashy. I'm like, oh motherfucker, you got Artemis tonight. Oh, there's a cheesy pun. Yeah. Getting older is a gift, y'all. It really is. It's not afforded to everyone. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to get comfortable enough in my own skin to sit on a man's face. If he dies, he dies. Yeah, no, I cannot stress how much better sex in your 30s is than sex at 16. Yeah, mostly because it's often consensual now. Big difference. Yeah. I used to think I wasn't into sex, and then I realized I'm just not into rape. A whole new world. Consensual sex will give you a new point of view. That was a little heavy. Let's try something lighter. So my best friend had cervical cancer. It's okay, she's a bitch. She came to me and she was like, Rachel, this whole experience has been really humbling. And I was like, that's amazing, Patricia. What I want to know is, are you going to be a little bit less of a cunt now that you have a little bit less of your cunt? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't felt funny since that last abortion. It really sucked it out of me. That shit was rough. My friend's kid asked me if I was gay. Yeah, I was like, not really. And they were like, are you sure? Because got some pretty queer energy. And I was like, listen, Ryan, let me break it down for you. I'm not gay. I'll just eat your girlfriend's pussy. You know? I'm not bi, I'm just a freak, and I fuck anybody. As long as it feels good. Or bad. As long as there's consent, you know, right? That's what's important. You know, it's 2019. Like, the ice caps are melting. We're fucking everybody. Nothing matters anymore. I'm like 70-40 on the spectrum. Getting gayer by the day. That's what I'm saying. Which is ironic considering I came out to my parents at 15. Yeah, we sat at the kitchen table. I was like, Mom, Dad, I've been fucking all my friends at the sleepovers. My mom cried. My dad didn't care. Which is a shame, because my mom died. Before finding out that I fuck men, too. Like, a lot of men. I think it's one of the reasons why I don't get hit on by a lot of women. Because they can smell the dick on me. It's just coming out of my pores. What I'm saying is I sweat semen. Yeah, science is cool. I'm Rachel Miles. Thank you.
I don't want this to be awkward because both my parents are alive and I'm not sure who I feel worse for. Okay. It's fun to be up here on a Friday night without like the sense of like impending doom the next day. I don't know if you guys are aware of like this hate rally that happened, last Saturday or whatever. I just like thought it would be like, did you just boo the hate rally? All right. I think it would have been like fun to like be at like the last meeting this like hate group had before they came out to Portland. You know, like, all right, as you guys know, we're going up to Portland, and we're gonna bait the liberals into like getting violent with us, and we're gonna have our buddy Trump come out and fucking paint the left as terrorists, and then fucking, oh man, what's the matter, Dale? I wanted to be the terrorist. Well, Dale, I mean, we are the terrorists. Yeah, but I wanted to put that shit on my Facebook page. Well, you know what, Dale? Your wife and the rest of your cousins will know the truth, and that's all that matters. I'm calling his wife his fucking cousin, okay? I'm assuming our next comic is not married to their cousin, but I'm not here to judge. I'm used to doing this backwards, but I'm introducing her for the first time. Give it up for Amy Phillips.
here to raise these kids all by myself. I don't have kids, I'm kidding. Look at this haircut. Seriously. I learned today that bangbros.com is not a haircutting tutorial. I was like, oh, and I learned a lot. Number one, I learned if you eat a banana like this, you've been watching too much porn. Which also led me to think that that should kind of be a new thing. Like spitting, obviously, is a thing. But I want something that lasts a little bit longer, like 23andMe. They're like, just spit in the tube. It's not just, here's my DNA. You have to spit for 20 fucking seconds. I might even try to, I'm not going to do it. But I really see an entry on Urban Dictionary being like, oh my god, he really gave me the 23andMe. Like, you would just be fucking hosed. Oh god, you're genetically predisposed to not keeping your children. Me too. Let's go. This is working out great. My partner recently said to me in the middle of coitus, which is the most disgusting word I can even think of, hey, can I talk dirty? And I was like, yeah, totally you can talk dirty. And he was like, seriously? And I was like, yeah. And after that moment, it was like a fucking water main burst and flooded the bedroom with just the most disgusting swear words, none of which made sense. All sentence structure, abandoned. All participles, dangled. It was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck that pussy, I'm sticking it in my god. I didn't really know where things were gonna go, and then it stopped. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to participate in this narrative, but I don't know how to dirty talk. So I'm like, okay, file that, bone up on your dirty talk. And I'm like, where the fuck do you practice dirty talking? Where do you practice? I go to a dog park. And I'm just like, I don't have a dog. I just go to a dog park. And I just waltz in and I'm like, get over here, you fucking bitches, yeah. And I say disgust and I'm like, ass to mouth, because they love ass to mouth. They fucking love it. They're like, yeah. And they want me to share it with their friends and they're like, hey, did you, like, could you broker a deal between me and the fucking teeny weenie? And I'm like, that dachshund over there? I'm like, oh, like there were like 5 of them. It was like a bag of hot dogs. So I'm like, yeah, teeny weenie's bad. So I learned a lot, and I decided to take that into the dating industry. Tinder, I hear, is a place where you can get laid. Only one of my friends has terrible luck, and she's like, hey, could you help me out? No one is responding to my things, or like they'll go on one date, and they never call me back. And I was like, give me show me your profile. And she hands me her phone, and I'm like, girl, no problem, you got this. You just need conditioner. Only not in your hair, just kind of squirted across your face and like, click. I guarantee you will get results. Just don't use salts and blue, like use like an actual conditioner. So you look popular, you know. Let's see. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you some dating advice. And I'm like, how honest do I want to be? I'm like, I should probably tell her. I'm like, stop making kimchi at home. Like your fucking house smells like no dates. Like these poor suitors show up and they're like, ding dong. And she opens that cargo bay door. And just just fall over, turn into lawn ornaments. I've also heard that Tinder can lead to a one-night stand. Some people love that. Sometimes you want it to end. Like you hit it, and you're like, hey, I want you to leave. How do you get it in? Let's just say you wake up the next day. Inevitably, they're going to roll over and be like, hey, can we hit it again? You say, if you want it to end, oh, geez, your friends only paid for one night. I like to turn to demon dating because people dating is really fucking boring. So I'm like, I got magic books. I'm like, what are these guys up to? It usually takes a bottle of wine for me to think that's a great idea, and I start flipping through the Goetia, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy has so many legs. Ooh, I'm like in comparative shopping where I'm like, oh, but this guy has 7 heads. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Fuck can try them all. Go on a date. So I go on the date with the guy with the 7 fucking heads. And he shows up, and I'm like, oh, 7 fucking heads. And all of them were talking. And I'm like, I could put these to good use. You always have that friend that's like, hey, I'll call you in the middle of the day just to make sure everything, you need an escape route. So, guy goes to the restroom, comes back, has toilet paper on his hoof. On his hoof. And I'm like, oh my God. My friend calls, bling, hey, you need an, I'm like, no, girl, I found the one. I was like, this guy wipes. Taking him home. All right, we got a couple more, 1 minute. All right. I also learned tantric sex. Tantric sex. I'm like, I'm out with this demon. I'm like, I really got to bring it. I'm gonna. Only all the research I did, I misunderstood and I thought it said tantrum sex. So it was like, ooh, no, stick it in! Stick it in now, coming through the mudroom! Why? I'm sorry, that was too harsh for the Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna have a more Pacific Northwest style tantrum. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that. 14 seconds. Okay. My 73-year-old mom said to me, 69. 69, what does that mean? And I was like, oh God, oh God. I can't be like, ooh, I'll tell you when you're older, because we don't know how long she has left. So I tell her. And in the middle, she goes, why would you put that in your mouth? And I'm like, rent?
Amy Phillips, everybody. I used to do something. It's a lot like tantric sex, which goes for hours and hours. I used to engage in a thing with my ex called taunting sex that would go on for hours. And everyone's like, "Oh, your labia looks weird. Oh, well, you have tiny balls and a huge scrotum. Why is your sack like a paper towel dispenser? What's going on with that?" And I was like, "I just said your labia was bad. I think you went too far." And I'm single. Whatever, man. Live by the joke, goddammit. I'm approaching 50. And some parts of my body don't seem like I'm approaching 50, and other parts of my body definitely know that I'm approaching 50. Primarily my asshole. My asshole makes sarcastic noises when I shit now. Like, plop. And I don't need the commentary, right? Like, I already feel like I get a lot of pressure to shit by 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, I get a lot of television programming and dietary things that say, you feel shit, right? You're not just beginning of a good day, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it used to just be eating sugary cereal was the way to start your fucking day, maybe an egg. Now it's like you've got to have a fucking nice dump. It's a lot of pressure to start your day. I do shit pretty good though, you guys. Commentary aside actually has been motivating me really well, I gotta take it like it's working. And here's the thing. Sometimes negative comments can be hurtful and it feels like, like this is not gonna go anywhere. And then other times, look at Alec Baldwin's daughter. Sometimes that shit pays off really well, She is hot. Don't tell you something, if you're worried your kid might be too stupid to have a job, call them a little fucking pig on the telephone once in a while and see what, they might become an Instagram model. I'm just saying, works really good. Look her up. This is really hot.
Yeah, Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger. Oh, yeah. Her dad probably called her a pig too, right? I'm just guessing. Profile somebody. She's an actress, though. What's an actress but a stripper that can't dance? What's a stripper but an actor that can't read? Right? What's a model but somebody who can't do either one of those fucking things? It's my kind of room. I looked around this room and I was like, there's definitely no strippers or models in this room. Oh, God bless you all so much. You guys, come to the stage as a comedian. That he's the second person up on our new floaty experiment. Let's give it up for Mr. Logan Logmilker.
Did you just call me a log milker? Close enough. I'm not even going to correct you. No, it's, does anyone else have a grandma that had like a clock that made chimes? Woo! Thank you, Ace. Yeah, see, that's a thing that grandmas have. And then while we were just sitting there just now, the exact same chime that my grandma's clock made erupted from the hallway, and it seemed like nobody could figure out where it came from. And I was like, Grandma, this seems like the kind of place my grandma would haunt. It seems like the place a lot of grandmas would haunt. My grandma was badass though, she was. So if she was here, if she's here, like, I'm telling a cool story, Grandma. It's about you. It's fine. My dad got caught in an actual, not like a bullpen, like not like baseball, like a pin with a fucking bull in it. And it started walking over to my dad, and my grandma punched the fucking bull in the nose.
Woo!
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking badass lady.
Bad bitch.
Yeah. Which apparently bulls have very sensitive noses, but she knew that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not gonna let that shit happen. So, are we cool? I'm gonna curse a lot now and say some shit that's gonna bother you, so trade, we're good. And so, yeah, when Rachel farted next to my head just a second ago, about that. Yeah. I'm such a gentleman that, like, when it happened, like, my brain made excuses for you. It's like, it's gotta be a squeaky chair. I don't know that it's not a squeaky chair. I'm not looking in that direction, so it could be. And, a few moments later, my brain was like, a car could have backfired outside. I don't know. It's possible. Just gonna be nice and assume that's what happened. I also know about actors, or strippers and actors because I went to community college for theater. And that's what happens after that. Some go one way, some go the other. Neither is wrong. I actually do know a lot of strippers, and they are awesome, badass ladies. They are.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I fully appreciate what they do. I love them as people, but I am way too uncomfortable and awkward to participate in the services that they provide. Which I know. Yeah. I wish I could. I want to. I'm sex positive. I want to be there, but it's a little thing goes up like, and you can tell by the way I said participate in the services that they provide. That's not what guys that go to strip clubs say. I live behind Deviate now, which is it's a more sketch strip club. And the other day, a car drove by and a lady said, "Do you need a date, baby?" Oh, see, I can't even say what she said in a sexy way. But it was, and I know I want to be nice though, so I was like, "No thanks, but I like your hair." Which I might as well have been like, and have a super duper day. It's just like the wrong reaction. It wasn't the reaction she was looking for. But it's not a mystery why I sometimes have like a very hokey dokey way of expressing myself. When I was a kid, I was raised Mormon, and not just Mormon. My mom is 11th generation Mormon. Which there isn't a 12th. That's where it stops. It's not an old religion. That's it. But like, it makes sense because it's pounded into my DNA. Because whenever I tell people that I was raised Mormon, they always assume that I am still currently Mormon right now. Even if the situation seems just really obvious. And I'm always surprised. I'm like, are you fucking high? Because I am so high. I just brought whiskey to your threesome that we're both participating in right now. No, I'm not still Mormon. I told that joke to a lady that I'm dating right now, and she was like, "Oh, don't worry, I knew that part. I assumed you made that part up." And I was like, I I could have a threesome. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, reprogramming repression takes a little while. It could happen. But that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, I've fucking done some shit. I know how to cook mescaline. I do. I've lived. Well, I don't do that anymore. But now I have a new weird religion-y thing. I do self-help, which is almost as difficult to admit to as being Mormon. And it's because there's weird, and it has this, like, weird culty rituals too. I'll find myself doing shit like standing in front of a mirror, repeating, "I'm a smart and lovable person," over and over, like some spirit's gonna pop out of there and be like, "I'm Theodore Conrad, your spirit of self-worth." I don't know why my spirit of self-worth is an 1860s prospector, but that's what my brain does. Yeah. I guess it kind of makes sense. He's like panning in a river, like 30 plus years, and no self-worth so far, but today I'm feeling lucky. Oh, that little jig, that's going to be doing for me. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Woo! Alright, I think this is like really cool, Mike, that like we're putting this shit on YouTube. Yeah, so like, I feel like it's not a big deal for me because I already have a video on YouTube. Yeah, no big deal. I have a video on YouTube. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's a video of my friend drinking his own puke out of the toilet. Yeah. And what's even worse though is like he failed because he puked it back up again. Like, come on, like, because I was like kind of hoping it would be like the next like cinnamon challenge. You know, because like after Tide Pods, I was like, all right, all bets are off. Like, anything fucking goes. All right, our next comic probably has YouTube videos. Maybe not drinking his own vomit. I don't know. I don't know. He looks like a cowboy. Maybe, I don't know. Like, all right. Yeah, for Chris Knudsen. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, most people don't say that right. Well done. Rachel, if you're good at something, Rachel.
What?
If you're good at something, never do it for free. The next time you fart in a man's face, that's 10 or 20 bucks.
Woo! Thank you.
I mean,
Oh my God.
tax-free. Taxation step. That's tax-free money.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go sell these farts to some
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
That's the YouTube channel I need to start, not puking in a jar. I haven't been here in a while. Good to see familiar faces. I'm at home in this room. I feel like I've missed you guys. I just want to get that out of the way. So I started seeing someone a few months ago, and thank you. Yeah, don't applaud too soon because they usually last around 3 to 6 months, and then the hostage crisis sort of gets a little bit more elaborate. There's bipolar, there's schizophrenic, there's cops, so we'll see. But everything's going good so far. How I kind of knew that she had strong potential is she sneezed normal. You know what I'm talking about, like most girls sneeze like when you pinch the sides of a balloon and slowly let the air out. No, she just did it. I was like, oh shit, girl knows how to sneeze. I sneeze a lot too. I have allergies. Anyone else in here cursed by a vegan? We went to the sporting goods store the other day. She's a amateur hunter, and we were looking at the different camouflage and stuff. And a girl in camo, but I'm like, oh babe, you look good in this one. And she says, oh no, that doesn't work for our region, blah, 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 blah. And I look at the price tag, it's like $300 for a pair of pants. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? For that kind of money, I should be able to sneak up and like put my finger in the deer's ass and say, boom! You know. Let's see, what else have we done? Oh, her office had this school supply drive. And she says, you know, if you want to grab a few things, that'd be cool. She grew up poor, so she knows what it's like, and so did I. So she says, but don't go overboard. Now, I'm an alcoholic. You don't tell an alcoholic not to go overboard, all right? So I'm at Fred Meyer's just throwing shit, 10 of these, 10 of these. And as I'm grabbing each item, because I'm watching my money go into the shopping cart, so I'm like torn 50-50. I'm helping, but it's also, that's my fucking money. I'm throwing, you know, number 2 pencils. This little son of a bitch better cure cancer. Fucking Elmer's glue. This little fucker better build condos on Mars. Pink pencil pouch. This little bitch is going to be the first stripper on Mars. $150 later. That was fun. I feel sorry for the new generations of psychotic ex-girlfriends. When you discover that your boyfriend is cheating on you, if you have a newer car, say about 2018, 2019, something like that, it's got brake assist. So now you can't rage smash into the back of his GTO or his Dodge Ram that's jacked up, because every time you floor it, you get about a foot away from the bumper and the thing goes. Picture it. It's a lot funnier if you picture a girl in like some sort of, I don't even know what cars have brake assist. I should research before I do the joke. But she's pissed at this fucking asshole motherfucker with that fucking whore. Blah, blah. Try it. No, I just fucking key his car. Why would I damage my car? I just key the motherfucker's car. Good point. Good point. That's why the joke doesn't work. Video games nowadays. My girl, she plays video games, and we're playing one of the Diablos. I'm out of touch. My video games, I remember you would eat a mushroom and get really big. You'd eat a flower and start shooting fireballs out of your dick. This game's got like potions and spells, and you gotta collect jewels and go to this guy and sell this to get armor for this. I'm like, fuck, I'm not good with accounting. I'm not good with chemistry. Like, this is just too much work. That joke was funnier 3 months ago. Legitimate question, what percentage of the, let's call them contestants, what percentage of contestants on the Antiques Roadshow do you think are vampires? Follow-up question, who have a hoarding issue? You know, like maybe the therapist told me I need to downsize. Just, you know, hoarding shit from 500 years ago. I was supposed to start with this joke. Let's get this over with. I got a busy night of reloading brass and jerking off to Louder with Crowder. By the way, I did not go to the protest. I know, I look like this. I know, you take one look at me, you're like, I know who this guy voted for. Gary Johnson. Anybody else go down there? Like, it was really hard to pick which side, because my political views are all over the place. I look one way, realistically I'm all over the place. But I couldn't figure out if I wanted to hang out with the pretentious douchebags trying to pick fights, or a bunch of guys holding American flags. Oh, fuck.
No one agrees.
I wrote that one thinking of you, Chris. I'm so excited about our shooting date. Anyways, 10 seconds left. What have I got on here that can bomb in 10 seconds? I went to the DMV back a little while ago because my license expired, and it dawned on me after looking at all the social rejects that were at the DMV, it was a lot like when I took my concealed carry class. Most of the people there trying to get something should not have it. Have a lovely night, guys. That's it.
Chris Knudsen, everybody! You know, he's just all right with me. Oh my gosh. true. Me and Chris had planned a shooting day. The weird
Not that
situation
kind
is,
of shooting day.
this is like the only community where he's the token. It's great. You know, look at the hat, you guys. Come on, man. He's gonna come out with me. I've already showed you my impressive 3 inches. That's a fucking 200-yard group, baby. That's right. That's right. Real sex people like it 3 inches or smaller. That's right. Gun stuff. It's not really. It's not. It's more of a nervous laugh. Oh, this guy's armed. You know. And then people have to unpack all of that. Like this guy. Well, who sold this guy a gun? You know who? A capitalist. And I laughed in his fucking face. It was pretty great. You know, I was making fun of those guys at the gun show. It is really funny to just tell people, I'm a communist, and at a gun show, because they're like, oh, this guy's got to be joking. And I was like, I'm not joking at all. And I asked really good questions, you know. I asked, like, will this go through police body armor? And things like that. And the thing is, their guys want that information too, but they're not wearing a fucking EZLN hat when they're talking to these guys. I'll tell you, here's the thing, I'll give gun people, you know, like some credit. Because a lot of people say there's not a lot of inclusivity across social lines and stuff like that. And I'll share something with you guys. When I was in elementary school, I was in special education. They didn't really know, you know, what to do with this, you know, so they just put you in with retarded kids, which all your parents were already calling me that anyway, so, you know, that's fine. So we were at the gun show, and I'm reading the list, and there's a question of federal, the firearms thing, you know, before they fax it or whatever to the FBI, and it says, have you ever been adjudicated mentally incompetent or retarded? And what was funny to me is you don't see the R word a lot unless you have my notebook, you know, out in the wild, and I was genuinely like, I mean, they put me in a class. Like, is there paperwork? And I was just sort of out loud talking to my buddy Aaron, who I was at the gun show with, and the guy overheard me, and he said, son, you're not required to answer, and I'm not going to ask. So I really think a number of things. One, it's really nice of them that they were going to sell an assault rifle to a retarded person, or potentially retarded person. And two, that he felt like I probably was enough on the fence that he needed to reassure me one way or the other, right? So, speaking of Anne Frank, Anne Frank died at Bergen-Belsen in the middle of March 1945. And, oh, you can come on through, buddy. It's all good. In the middle of March 1945. 3 weeks later, Bergen-Belsen, in April, the first week of April 1945, Bergen-Belsen was liberated by socialists, by the Communist Army. Which seems tragically short and ironic until you realize that Houdini had the record for holding his breath, and it was only like 6 minutes and 43 seconds, so it's not really that close. By the way, it was cholera. Don't look it up when you get home. She didn't die of gas, and it was probably cholera, so let me lighten the mood up with that a little bit. Fucking, the Jews are laughing, you fucking Gentiles. I think it's anti-Semitic of people not to look. Yeah, but you were a wrestler. You took a lot of bumps. But you know who's got bumps in all the right places? Coming to the stage, you guys. The next comedian, a HotBox and a HotBoxer. I'm sorry, I don't normally get that dirty. It's really not that guy. I play Fortnite, you guys. That's what I do. But I love this person. She's wonderful. She always has something awesome to share. George is profoundly autistic. He doesn't know why he's laughing right now. You guys laughed and he started laughing. He has no idea at all what's going on.
I thought you said I was next.
No, I never said. I did say you were autistic, and that's accurate.
Profoundly.
I just say that in case you're blind and can't see George. To judge for yourself. Oh, you got bumped, bitch. Coming to the stage is somebody that I actually love. Why would you think I called you a hot box with bumps in all the right places? You don't fucking listen to anything, George. Jesus Christ. I don't, it's not hot. It's probably muggy.
It's muggy.
Swampish, probably. You're a fucking Ashkenazi Jew, dude. I know what your ass is like. I have the same butthole. It's like monkey ass with hair. I know what the fuck's going on back there. Just stay seated. Coming to the stage is somebody who is really great, you guys. I love her a lot. George just shot all over her intro like white Kanye over here. Jesus fucking Christ. Also autistic, so Jesus Christ. All right, goddammit. Stop laughing at George and start laughing at somebody who's actually funny for non-biological reasons. You guys, let's give it up for Ms. Amelia Duos.
Every time I'm here, I'm like, I'm gonna be really confident in taking this mic off this stand. So I should practice at home. How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! Oh man, there's actually like some faces here. This is nice. It's not just a few lights on the tree and a couple other people. Oh man. You guys ever sit on a toilet so low that you have to lay down to poop? Yeah, that bathroom really catered to everybody. At my job, we get judged a lot, and that's just our job. So you get a lot of stupid questions. One of my favorites is, I like your glasses. So red flag number one. When anyone comes up to you, they answer like, oh, I like this. I'm like, what do you want? I was like, oh, are they just for show, or are they actually real? Like, can you actually see? Like, do you need them? I was like, yeah, they're real. I don't know, is your face real, or is it just for show? Usually shuts them out. So there's some things like, in the world I'm aware they're there, don't need to see them. I don't want that mental picture in my mind that I have to harmfully remove later. So was it like 2 girls, 1 cup?
Yeah.
No, never seen it, don't want to.
Oh,
No. I let my friends start to explain, I ended that real quick. So she made some comment about, well, let's be honest, I'm a stripper and I give black dances, so you can pretty much tell, when you're doing your job right. You know. And you also know either maybe the guy had too much alcohol, or just maybe he's just got a micro penis. And I kind of shouldn't have brought this up to my friend, so she quickly Googled it and then showed me. It was nothing what I imagined, and I don't think about this stuff a lot. I don't sit down and ponder what could it look like. Well, obviously it just looks like a fucking big clit, but no, this is some interesting shit. And then what else came up in the Google picture feed was mini corn dogs with the tip cut off. That was the 4th picture down, right next to just a crop photo of a couple's knees together with the woman holding her man's hand with just the tip of his tongue sticking out. And I thought that was the best one. But, so then we'll rope back into this later. I had my shirt tied to a knot, and I was looking down, and I was like, oh, is this what it's like having a tiny micro penis when you pee? And then I thought, and I was like, do you even need to aim though? Because it's just a hole, right? And I was like, yeah, but if you ever have a water balloon that's got a little hole in it, and it's just sprays, it's just you can't even see it come out, it's just a mist. And that's what I kind of envision happens when they pee. Yeah. Growing up, I was raised in a very Scandinavian home, primarily Finnish. My mom was always like, Emmy, finish this, finish that. I didn't know I had ADD, I just thought it was being Finnish. Alright, let's skip some long stories. Okay, so washing machines do not wash dishes any better than I do. And 1 handful of arugula is worth 3 in the toilet. So it must enter your mouth first before you flush it. Otherwise, it's not going down. So I learned that if it doesn't go down in the garbage disposal, it's probably not going to go down in the toilet either. Alright, so show towels. You guys participate in the show towels. You have the towels in your bathroom that nobody touches. They just accumulate shit particles.
Yeah, they're just, this is what you stare at when you're taking a shit and you don't have your phone. So I always kind of like to look at other people's show towels when I'm going using their restroom and just kind of ponder over like the designs or like how many times he's used that towel over and over without washing it, because I can smell it from there. And I don't know, like I don't really ever like some people like taking shits in other people's bathrooms. I don't like it. Anybody else like to take shits in other people's bathrooms? Like, yeah, that's a thing. That is a fucking thing. It wasn't just one or two people. God, okay. Yeah, I really don't ever want to have to poop in anyone else's bathroom. Just like I don't really want to ever have to poop in anyone else's pants either. It's fucking weird. I was eating lunch today and this breeze came through and I got like the chills. And I looked down and I was like, holy shit, my arm hair is long. And then I started to think about it and I was like, wait a minute, so the universe was like putting me together with the blueprint. And so like, you know what? This one's always gonna have cold hands and feet. So let's put some hair on her, but only on her forearms. And my son was watching me kind of like look at my arms while I'm eating my bagel. And he's like, it's all right, Mom, I have hairy arms too. And so I told him, well, if it starts to grow up into your armpits, let me know. Let's see, oh, I think that is it. I don't think I'm going to do a story because it's long and I'll just end up cutting it off when the good part gets going. So thank you guys so much. Woo!
Look at her up here bragging about her show towels. I don't have show towels. I don't know what that shit's like. I have 3 kids, and every towel is dirty as fuck. Just like, I'm glad I'm building up you guys' immune systems. It's cool. That's what we're doing here. You know, like, I don't know, it's Portland. I think if you're like a halfway decent human, you don't have to worry about being PC. Cause like, I'll like watch like old school comedians like on like whatever like film special or whatever, and like they'll go up there and they'll be like, look, like, you know, I'm all for like equal rights and shit, but, and then they'll go off and say like the most offensive, like hypocritical shit to that initial statement, and then like people will be like laughing and clapping and stuff, and it's like, look, this like, it's not even a comedy show anymore. It's just like a lukewarm hate rally. You know, in remembrance of the hate rally here that we can expect more of, I'm sure. Our next comic, I'm not bitter about it. You know, I went to one of his mics. It was a competition. I did not advance. It's cool. Give it up for George Rosenbaum.
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? All right, so I'm from Texas, but my entire family was Jewish. So my family was the family that couldn't make brisket right. Yeah. But, you know, look, I'm a Jew, and I do pretty well for myself, you know. I can pass. People don't ask questions until they know what my last name is. It's nice. But our numbers are a little low after that Holocaust thing. So that's why we all fuck all the Catholic women. We're coming. We're coming for them. They're easy to convert. Mary, replenish the population. We have a long-term plan. We do think that way. So I ran into some pretty serious, like, real-world problems. I had a roommate rob me of thousands of dollars, and there were signs that he was doing it, but I ignored them because I'm a pretty big enabler, and that's weird because I'm a Jew. I'm not supposed to be an enabler. I'm supposed to be like a crooked little rat or something. Like, I'm the worst Jew ever. That's what I get for being nice. Alright, let's do a joke about drugs. I like drugs. Yeah, I smoke weed, I've done mushrooms, I've done acid. There are a couple of drugs that I won't do. I won't do any drug that has ever destroyed a town. And if your town has ever been destroyed by weed, you are a town of pussies. Man, ever since that skunk weed rolled into our community, the economy just hasn't ever been the same. I mean, there's people with face tattoos doing exactly the same job. All right. So, Bill Clinton, his name appeared 26 times on the ledger for the Lolita Express, highly implying that he's been on this plane. You think he's been on, like, any other weird perv, like, flight lines? Like, hey man, listen, one time I was on R. Kelly's helicopter. Have you ever pissed out of the side of a helicopter onto a golf course, man? Hey man, listen, one time I flew Air MILF. It was great to finally meet some women my own age. Damn. Not prepared, sorry about that. Alright, a right-wing terrorist a couple months ago mailed a bunch of pipe bombs, like, to kill people. The pipe bombs went to the Clintons, they went to the head of CNN, to a bunch of different Democratic politicians. But you want to know who didn't get a pipe bomb? You want to know who didn't get a pipe bomb in the mail? Bernie Sanders. That's a hell of an endorsement. Who's got 2 thumbs and didn't get a pipe bomb in the mail? This guy! Boy. The Jews have an N-word. And the N... Chris, may I share this with the people?
Our secret N-word?
Yeah, it's kike. That's the Jewish N-word.
I never call black people that.
Hey man, you think that one day we're gonna make the word kike cool? I don't know. I don't think we can. Hi, my kike just doesn't have a good ring to it. Oh man, he said the K word with both hard K's. That's about all I wanted to test up here. Thank you guys. I've been George Rosenbaum. I gotta go.
George, I don't know if it's in a bondage experiment, that he wanted to tangle himself up in a cord, sort of maybe experimenting with prop comedy tonight. It was great, George. Thank you so much for sharing your spoken word poetry this evening. My goodness, you guys. You guys like poetry? You guys, I tried this. Here's the thing that happens. They say don't date comedians. Mainly because we have small penises. Was that too believable? Is that why nobody laughed at that? Because I don't. All right. My mom says it's nice. I don't know if that's an incest joke or just like Jewish joke. They say don't date comedians. George got to witness this. Oh, thank God he's not going to witness it again. He left the room. The main reason you don't date comedians is because you have to fucking go out and do open mics, and you're going to eat shit in front of your fucking ex. Alright? If you fucking change tires for a living, your ex isn't going to come to your job and go, oh, you're one of the lug nuts, oh, you fucking asshole, you know? You date a comedian, you're going to do that. And I had the blessed experience of bombing recently in front of my ex in a room that's supposed to be a mixed mic with spoken word and poetry. And I'll do a poem. So I'm going to do a poem in my room and see if it goes any better. And after I put like a shitload of sympathy weight on that. Papaya, orange, and guava. A cool nectar from the land of hot lava. A cardboard battlefield. Gold-stamped Wolverine versus holographic Garfield. A battle without a sound, but when my slammer comes down, POG stands for paper on ground. Thank you very much. That's right, that's a fucking HotBox fucking poetry, you guys. Yeah, I don't know if they were just weren't into pogs, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you guys got that it was about pogs and capitalism. That's right. Late stage capitalism, specifically Book Me Portland. You guys, coming to the stage is somebody who has been here before, is surprisingly very funny. We're not used to laughs in the HotBox. That's kind of a build-up right there. But you guys, I am very excited to have him in here again. Let's give it up for the Red Menace, Mr. Connor Dean.
Hey man, I got a poem for you.
Oh yeah.
Alright, a thug haiku for you. No Dolce or Gabbana, I keep it 300. Alright, thank you. Alright, anyway, enough of the freestyle shit. Yeah, how you doing tonight? Thank you all for coming out to my first Netflix special. Alright, it's good to see you. Great crowd tonight. 5,000 people. I'm amazed. Those of you watching at home, don't ever come here. But hey man, I've been seeing a new girl recently. Thanks, dude. Thanks. Yeah, it's not unusual for me though these days. It seems like I've been seeing a new person every couple of months or so. I just gotta stop getting caught. Sorry, that's not very clean material. Now, if you couldn't tell by that first joke, I've been single for a long time. Yeah, no, I was single for a long time. It's okay. I liked being single, right? I like being single. I'm young, right? I was in a town like Austin, Texas, where everybody's very open about their sexuality, and I just want to have fun, right? I'm 23 years old. I'm just living life. That's what I told the last girl who didn't want to date me. I thought it was fairly convincing, right? It was probably, granted, less convincing at double the speed while trying not to cry. But it's okay. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal. I've always had bad luck with women. I think, you know, it's not that I can't attract them, right? I can attract them all right. I just can't keep them around. I think I can attract them because I look like a white boy who might have money, and then I lose them because I fucking don't. Don't have any money. I don't know. I guess I'm always fishing for excuses, right? But I always, when I was even younger, I always looked for excuses for my lack of social abilities, right? And I blamed it on my diagnosis as high-functionally autistic, which is true. When I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed as high-functionally autistic. And that's all right. I was kind of excited, right? Because I had seen Rain Man. So I got home and I was like, all right, Dad, drop a box of toothpicks on the ground. And he said, all right, how many do you think there are? I said, I don't know, 150. He said, no, it's 200. It's all right, you know, let's try it again, right? And I said, I don't know, 78. He said, no, it's 200 in the same fucking You need to pick a new thing, you know? And then I think the hardest part, though, for me about being diagnosed as autistic was finding out that I wasn't autistic. Because all of a sudden I had no excuse. You know? I had to go tell my friends, too, like, yeah, I don't have superpowers. I'm just bad with people, you know? What else is going on with me, guys? I did a couple of things recently. One thing I was really proud of myself for. One thing I was a little disappointed in myself for. We'll get to it. Thing I was proud of myself for. I stopped smoking cigarettes recently. Thank you. Yeah. Don't clap too much. Don't clap too much. The thing I was disappointed in myself for. I started smoking cigarettes again. Couldn't hold out that long. But I just have to remind myself that I'm not as bad as I used to be, right? I used to be a really heavy smoker, right? I was up to like 285, 290. I was a really heavy smoker. But as you can see, I lost a lot of weight. I got on a great dietary supplement. It's called heroin. It's okay, man. I just got to remind myself I'm not as bad as I used to be. What else? You know, guys, I'm depressed. Anybody else in here? Yeah, I figured we're all here. I'm also, though, I've been diagnosed with a manic depressive disorder. So luckily what that means is I'm bipolar, so I'm on an upswing now and it's going fucking strong, ladies and gentlemen. It's going great. I'm having loads of unprotected sex. It's wonderful. With strangers. No, I'm kidding. I don't ever get laid. Dude, wouldn't that be sad if I was like, yeah, no, never. 24 years old. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I do things though when I'm on those downswings, right? That I kind of regret later on. Like I went to Scotland. Yeah, no, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. And the lady in the airport was all trying to talk it up too. She's all, "Oh, if you're going to Scotland, you got to go to Glasgow." And first of all, fucking no, you don't. No, you don't. It's like Oakland in the '80s, except for not as pretty. But like also, if you're flying into Scotland, you fly into Glasgow, and that's all you need to see. It's not there, dude. You know. But I'm not gonna talk too much shit. There were great spots, right? There were great things about Scotland. The Highland Hills were beautiful. The highway infrastructure was wonderful, actually. It was really nice, better than our own. The way they swear. Oh my God, it was an art form. It is an art form. This is an actual interaction that I saw between two Scottish men, right? One guy was stopped in the road in arguably the worst spot that he could have been stopped, right? And so the guy behind him, he didn't honk or anything. He just leans out the window and he goes, "Aye! Fuck you!" And then the guy in front goes, "No! Fuck you!" And then the initiator was just like, "Yeah, fair enough." And he went around him. I was blown away. I was like, that was an entire conflict resolved with 2 expletives. You know? And it just got me thinking, like, maybe you don't have to be angry to swear. You can communicate, you know? That was a wonderful lesson I learned from this guy. So, you know, you can just walk up to your coworker and be like, "Hey, fuck you." And he goes, "Ah, fuck you, how's the wife and kids?" And then you get back to work, just throwing sewage into the lock or whatever it is they do for work. It's a horribly polluted place. Anyways, I'm Connor D. Have a great night, everybody.
Alright. I like how he's from Austin. He told me a little bit more about it outside, but like I moved here from Texas also. From Houston, which is pretty close to Austin, and like one of my favorite things to do. It's fucking close. It's like a 2.5 hour drive, hour and a half if you fucking speed. But like, I don't know, like when I moved up here and like I tell people I moved here from Texas, they get really excited about Austin every time because everyone's like, "Oh, I heard like Austin's really similar to Portland." And I'm like, yeah, there's like definitely some similarities between Austin and Portland. There's definitely no shortage of pretentious assholes in either city. Luckily, you guys thought that was funny, because if you didn't think it was funny, just know that you're part of the problem and the rest of us hate you. Our next comedian is as cold as his name, AC. AC O'Neill, yeah.
I'm the coldest motherfucker you guys have ever met. Coldest. A little bit earlier, I farted next to Logan's head. He did not receive it nearly as well as he did Rachel. He's fucking stared into my soul, and I was like, "Oh, my bad, dog." I ain't seeing us sitting there. It's fine. And we were talking about strippers earlier. We had a dancer up here, and I want to say they deserve so much respect. Like, it's a tough job. They're tough women too, man. There's only 2 professions I can think of where you have to be beautiful, you know, sexy, and you have to know how to dance and fight all at the same time. That's stripping and pro wrestling. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else, man. The other day I was at my buddy's house, right? And I get to talking shit, and his girl's there, and she's talking shit back. And the next thing you know, me and her are engaged in a push-up contest, which is never good. Guys, fellas, let me give you some advice. Don't ever go into a push-up contest with a girl. It never ends well. If she's down to do a push-up contest with you, don't do it. Don't do it, alright? So I'm in my push-up position, and she's in hers, and she lifts her head up and looks me directly in my eyes. She says, "You're fucked." I'm a stripper. That bitch knocked out 45 fucking push-ups. I did 6. I couldn't fucking lift my arms afterwards. You know how embarrassing it is to have your homies hold a blunt for you because you just lost a push-up contest to a stripper? All respect due to him now. I know. All respect. So I've lived in Portland all my life. Grew up here, born and raised. I went to David Douglas High School. Anybody know about? Yeah, give you some love. It's the biggest high school in Oregon. Like 3,000 kids. My graduating class was like 700. It was like going to school at a community college. It was weird. I know our pregnancy numbers were about the same. They were close. They were close. In my senior year at high school, I actually won prom king. Yeah, you guys are all in the presence of a king right now. It's no big deal. No big deal. It's, I put it on my resume. It's no big deal. But I really thought that being a prom king would get me laid on prom night. Like, I just kind of thought that went hand in hand. Turns out it's wrong. Doesn't work out like that. I had a bad prom date, What are you going to do? While we were slow dancing, she looks at me and tells me that a week ago she was diagnosed with cancer. Yeah. And so I had to look at her. I'm like, baby, that's fine. I love Fault in Our Stars. It's all good, and it's not like you got AIDS. I'm still a king. We can still do this. It's all good. Turns out it was not all good. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for her. She's fine. She's alive. And I'm still a virgin. Feel bad for me. Feel bad for me. I was a king, God damn it. No, I'm just kidding. I have tons of sex. And she died 3 years ago, I guess the joke is on her at the end of the day. Joke is on her. Should've fucked me.
Oxytocin.
Oxytocin, man, let me tell you. Should've fucked me. It's on her. Yeah. Man, I've gotten way too comfortable in Portland. I've lived here too long. I've started eating Big Macs on the fucking Macs. It's tough. Every once in a while you gotta pick a crack pipe out of your teeth. How the fuck did this thing get in here? Man. I've been doing comedy too long. I had to take a shit here at the Ming Lounge. That was scary. Yeah. Absolutely terrifying. I had to pick a crack pipe out of my butt. What the fuck? How did this shit keep happening to me? I don't know. I lived here all my life, and everybody assumes that it's just a super safe place to live at, right? You've got guys like this kind of meandering, that guy too. But it's not. It's a very dangerous place, man. We have a bad gang problem. We have gang issues. They just have been gentrified. They're a little different. We don't have Bloods and Crips. We have Antifa and the Proud Boys. A little different. They're gangs with Facebook groups. You know what I'm talking about? And they don't have drive-bys. They have protests. Their shit's not crime. It's freedom of speech. Fucking hitting motherfuckers over the head with a bike freedom of speech! Bam! Black people getting shot trying to hand a cop a little wallet. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. People, the protesters getting zip tied out here. How dare you! I don't know, man. I just don't know. So a couple months ago, I tried to become a pro wrestler. So that's how I know. That's how I know the thing about strippers. It turns out I'm cute. I can dance. I can't fight. That's my issue. That is my issue. I got body slammed twice, and I shit myself both times. I was like, all right, let me try comedy. Let me give comedy a shot. And I've only shit myself once doing comedy, and it was here at the Ming Lounge. It was fine. It was fine.
No TP.
Yeah, no TP. No TP. I had to get creative. I had to use one of my Nike slides, The whole slide was white when I bought it, It's fine. Now they squish when I walk. It's good. What? Oh, you're gonna like me on that now? Come on. But I hate how wrestling's seen as fake, because it's not. Right? Because as I was getting body slammed, I'm like, oh my god, I'm really shitting myself right now. It's fake like porn is fake, Sure, that's not really somebody's teacher giving their student a blowjob or somebody's aunt who walked in on them jerking off or whatever. It really is a woman sucking dick. That is really what's happening. She's really going to catch one in the eye and have to deal with that later. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Which one do you think caught him in the eye? Alright, I'm ACL, you like
it? Hey guys, let's keep it going for AC. I mean, my guess just from experience is that the guy wearing glasses did not catch it in the
That's what I
eye.
was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Sometimes when you jerk off, if you sneeze and come at the same time, you'll get like this extra momentum, and it'll just blast yourself in the face.
Oh my god.
And that's where empathy comes from. Gosh. So final update on the shirt is I'm feeling like buying like a 14 karat gold flat Cuban chain right now. Right? Again, people know Italians when I say shit like that. Oh, that sounds really Italian. What can I leave you guys with tonight other than my thanks for coming out? You guys having a hard time dating. I think my early experiences kind of set me up to be drugged and molested. And most of the people out there don't have that kind of commitment to drug and molest a 48-year-old man. And that's the problem with child molestation. It really sets your, like, well, if they really like me, they're going to not care about consent. And, like, that's how you know somebody really likes you. And there's not a lot of child molesters that are into 48-year-olds. So if you know one, I don't cover my drinks. So here's the thing, you guys.
Willingness.
So I'm going to tell you guys real quick about this one child molester. It's not really a child molester, he's more of a rapist. I don't know, 17. Like, I wasn't like fully, I don't know, child. I was in the army. So, Lestat, by the way, that's a problem right off the bat, is the guy picked an Anne Rice character to name himself after as a DJ. But here's the thing I will say is that after Lestat raped me, he blew me. I've never been a woman that's been raped by a heterosexual. Gay rapists are a lot nicer though than right? Nobody, Cosby didn't go down on anybody after, he just got his and left. So if I'm gonna close with anything, it's let's hear it for the gay rapists out there, you guys. Right on. They love that dick. Thank you guys for coming out to the HotBox. Next week there will not be, I'm actually got booked on a show.
What?
Yeah, and I don't trust anybody to fucking deal with all this horse shit. So there's not gonna be a HotBox next week. Don't come to my show.
We're
You're
coming here
Canadian.
anyway.
What?
We're coming here anyway.
We can come here. I don't give a shit what you do.
Cool.
I don't care what you do when you hold this microphone. You think I care what you do when I'm not here? Keep trying to get better. Keep working on it, you guys. We all get better a little bit together each week. Thank you so much for coming out. HotBox.
Let's do this shit for real. Come on now.